Hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, I'm about to blow your mind. Well, not really, but I'm just going to tell you this right here is a no no. You're going to give a card and you give it like this. People give cards like this. People give cards like this. That's a no no. We don't do that. We have a pretty card. We got to have a pretty envelope. The first impression when you give someone a card is the envelope. We got to do something about that. This is a blank canvas. I'm so excited because it's a blank canvas. We can do whatever we want with it. So this is for Father's Day. I'm going to decorate 2 envelopes for you. We say no to naked envelopes. You say no. All right. I'm off my soapbox now. Now let's look at this card. It's got a theme. Talk about an amazing dad. And you totally guac and you're supremely loved. Happy Father's Day. He makes really good guacamole, by the way. And so he's the most cheesiest dad ever, which I adore. I adore that. I think he invented dad jokes. And so I'm going to make this as punny as I can. So on the envelope, we're going to write, let's see. I asked ChatGPT for some ideas and here they are. Nacho average dad, which I think I love that. Talk about a great dad. Well, that already says that here. A little something spicy inside. You guac my world, dad, which is really almost in here. Folded with love, just like a burrito. That's cute. And then my favorite part, though, is the backside. They give you a little sample of the backside. So open for extra cheese, which I think I'm going to use because it's, extra cheesy card, extra cheesy card. Hi, April. And then Shell, yeah, it's your birthday for the Shell. So, but I think I'm going to do nacho average dad. And then on the other side of the envelope, which I don't always decorate, but I think it's a great idea. All right. I'm going to do open for extra cheese. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I do is I pick out my markers, and I love to coordinate with the card. So I've already done that right before I got on here. I just grabbed some markers that I thought would be good. And then I'm going to decide, this is such a huge space. So how am I going to fill it up? Because it's going to look funny if I just, write a little something. Well, if you don't strategically write stuff in a certain place. And I love big designs, big, bold designs. So I'm going to try to tame it down a little bit. We could do a taco, and then I could write inside the taco, nacho average dad. Oh, I could do a big chip. That might be cute to look like a nacho. I don't know if it'll look really like a nacho, though. Tell me what you think I should do. A nacho, or I could just write nacho average dad. Oh, wait. Nacho, could we make the A look like we probably need scrap paper for this. Okay. Nacho. What do y'all think? I could do NACHO. Does that look like a nacho? And I could actually fit that inside there if I wanted to. What do you think about that? I could even do another one if I wanted to make, multiple chips. I could probably do the whole thing nacho. I like how this has the N going behind it, though. So I may do that. Nacho average dad. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. It is just an envelope, right? This is not going on like a billboard. So we just get started. All right. So I'm going to do the chip first. And then my N. I do need to save room because remember, I still have average dad. Nacho. And then I'm going to do a chip over here too. Okay, we'll do the A inside there. This is all done with erasable pen in the beginning. And then average, I'll stretch this out. And then dad. We'll make these wide letters. I call those stretch and these wide. How's that? Not bad, not bad. Okay, how are we going to color it? Let's start with the nachos. And I always love to do a little sample of my markers first. These are a pigment marker. They're Deco Brush by Karen. So do we like that for a nacho better, or do we like this for a nacho better? I think I'm going to go with this one. I remember, this reminds me of a Dorito. I remember when I was I had just gotten braces. I was probably like 10 years old or something. And I was having a birthday party and it was so much fun. And we had all kinds of snacks. We had this little camper and my little friends, we got to go out to the camper and have a sleepover out there. And that was the day I got braces. Sorry. And the doctor said, do not eat chips. I still don't know why, but he said, don't eat chips. Well, it was my birthday and I love Doritos, cheesy Doritos. And I remember thinking, I'm going to eat one chip, just one chip. And so I ate a chip and the point got stuck up in the roof of my mouth. I can still feel it. It was just like the little triangle point got stuck in there. And I just thought, it's because I ate that and I wasn't supposed to. I survived, but I was a little scared. Like, what's going to happen? Or my brace is going to fall off or something, you know? It's funny. Okay. Nacho average dad. Did I spell that right? That's very important to make sure of. So, cheat, which nachos are your favorite? That's what you really need to decide. That's an important question. We've got, back then it was in the 80s, and I remember, I think if I'm not mistaken, that's when the taco Doritos came out. And oh, my best friend and I thought those were the best. Oh, we were like, But, just cheesy. You can't go wrong with cheesy Doritos. And then Cool Ranch came around later, and those were really popular as well. So it didn't get in my braces at all. It just got up in the roof of my mouth. I just thought, oh my gosh, it's because I wasn't supposed to eat a Dorito and I ate one, and now it really, like, it what do you call it? Like it made like if you got a cut on your hand or something, it was like kind of a cut up in the top of my roof. But it didn't mess with my braces. I just thought, oh my gosh, she said not to eat them, and I ate them, and that's what caused it. But it didn't really. All right, nacho average dad, and I've got these, and the green represents the guac. We've got the red for the peppers. So what do we do next? Let's just start writing. Let's just go for it. Now I could change up the colors here. I think I will on the top part. Cute idea. I've been looking for ideas for my kids in Sunday school. Oh yes, I'm glad. I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. I love it whenever I can inspire somebody to pass it on, especially to something like that. Hello, Sandra. Hi, Anita. Welcome. I'm doing a quick impromptu. I had no idea I was going to do this until a few minutes ago, but I've been wanting to do this, and this is just the best time to go ahead and get it done. I'm decorating an envelope because I say no to naked envelopes. I say no. When I see people give someone a naked envelope, I'm like, oh, it's like a canvas. You're just throwing away a canvas. You love nacho cheese and Cool Ranch Doritos. Me too. You just can't go wrong with Doritos. I try not to buy them because, it would be bad. Nacho average dad. We got our chips. On the chips, I'm going to write on top of those, and I need to decide what colors I want to write on top of them with. I'll try this one, see if it shows up. Cute. I love it. Okay, now let's try. Maybe we'll try green over here and see if that shows up. Because they're pigment markers, they show up better. Now, this shows up better in person, then maybe you can tell on there. Nacho. Okay, next I'm going to do average with this one as well. Just shake it up. Hi, Donna. This is for my cheesy dad, y'all, and I am not kidding. If you didn't hear me at Divas and Doodles, I just told the story about him. His dad jokes, I mean, I think he invented them. But growing up, just silly things like we would go eat. Say we were like eating at a fish place or something, and we had fish. And then he would say, "How's your hush puppies? How's your hush puppies?" I love it. I love it. If he doesn't say that, it disappoints me. Last night we were playing cards and he didn't say it right. I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. You've got to say it right." Did I spell that right? I hope so, because I don't have an envelope to replace this giant envelope. This is huge. Did y'all see the size of the card? It's big. It's big, but I love tying in the theme on the envelope as well. And then let's see. Let's do orange down here. I have my artisan group. We do birthday. We celebrate birthdays, and we all bring cards. And there's sometimes naked envelopes, and I'm just like, I can't look. I can't look. Okay, this is where we're going to start on this one. I may come back and probably add some shadowing and stuff like that. Let's let it dry for a second, and then I'll get started on the other envelope. Now, I'm also going to put something on the flap back here that's super cute. It's super cute. It goes along with it. Now, this one's a little bit more spicier. You might not want this for yourself. You will not want this for your Sunday school party, but it's for my hot husband. And so I think we'll do on the outside, warning, contents too hot to handle. How about that? And then on the inside, I love this one. On the back side, it says to write open with oven mitts. I never buy cards like this, so this is funny. He's going to be like, what has gotten into you? Like, I don't know. It was cute. Here is the color palette that I chose for this because I was looking and I just thought, okay, blues, orange. And then when I opened it up, there were some greens. I know, isn't that funny? So that's why I decided to go with this color combo. It's just something to inspire you to get started. Otherwise, you don't know what color to start with, right? And then also it's a blue envelope, so things are going to look different on it. So I'm not expecting it to be like the most beautiful thing ever, but it's not going to be naked. All right. I hope I don't get flagged online for saying that word. Now let's get our erasable pen and start with a warning. Contents too hot to handle. Yeah. So warning, we want to write really big and bold. And then a colon. Contents. I hope if you're watching, honey, happy Father's Day. I hope you love your card. Surprise. Content. Sometimes he'll come and he'll watch my video and he'll like it because he knows that interactions are really important. Hot to handle. Let's do hot. Exaggerate hot. And then 2, and then handle I'll do smaller because I know I don't have a lot of room left to write it out super big. All right, and then on the back, I'll go ahead and write this out. Open with oven mitts. And I just got these cards at, I think, Walmart. I was walking around the other day and I was like, oh, it's time. I better get it. Okay, perfect. Let's get started on this. So since we have a blue envelope, I probably want to, I don't know how this is going to show up. So I'm going to start with this bright orange because warning, that makes sense. A bright orange or bright red or yellow or something. Do you hear my doggy? My doggies are down here. Now, talk about someone who's obsessed with their dogs. This man, obsessed. I mean, I am too, but he's even more obsessed. And I can't even believe it. I think they like him more than me, and that just really bothers me. Okay, not too bad. It's showing up pretty good. I'm like, I'm with y'all all day long. But he gets special treatment when he comes in. They're so excited to see him. Are y'all obsessed with your dogs too, or your animals, your birds, or your cats, or your dogs, or your fish? Do those count too? Warning. Colon. Now, isn't this better than a blank envelope? Even basic, it's so much better. Okay, I want to try, I don't know how green's going to show up on here, but I kind of want to try green somewhere. These are pigment markers. That's why I'm shaking them. They need to get the ink flowing. I probably should have already been doing this, but I haven't used them very much. Let's do contents and see if it shows up. It does. Now, the erasable pen, I will erase in a little bit with the heat gun. It'll all come off at the same time quickly. Contents 2. Make sure you get the right 2, T-O-O. Too hot. And I'm going to find a red for that. And then from there, I wonder if this blue will show up just for fun. I'm going to try it. Ah! Your grandchildren are your, okay, I was trying to figure out. That's what you're obsessed with. Is that what you're saying? I bet it is. 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and do handle in the blue as well. We're going to, this looks, I mean, it looks good, but it looks a little basic. We could add some shadowing. We could add all kinds of stuff to it, but it's still better than just nothing. When you pop this down on the table to give to him or hand it to him, look, you could hand this to him plain, or you can have, and it's exciting. It's like, I thought of you and I did a little extra something for you, right? Now, if you want to see how I erase those marks, I'll show you that now. This is a heat gun if you've never seen one before. And you just use it for like art projects. I bought mine originally for, I'm trying to show you the best place. Hang on, that might be better. Right here, you can see there's some pen overlay right there. There's some pen right here. There's a lot where the contents are. So I'm just going to erase, but keep your eye focused right here where the under that is, because you can really see that good. And it goes away pretty quick. There it goes. And now I'll just do the rest of it. If it comes back, just do it again. Sometimes it pops back up. You love them so much. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope it works out for me to have some someday, because I would love that. Okay, not your average dad. Let's go ahead and back here, let's do, what was I going to write? Open for extra cheese. So I think I'll do that right here. And these are probably too big to, well, here, I'll do open. And then smaller for extra cheese. How about that? Yep. That's my dad. That is my dad. So while I'm here, I didn't do any blue on that one. Not that it really is that big of a deal if I do that on here. I'm just keeping it cohesive. Open. For extra cheese. These are brush pens. They're like a paint brush. And so if I don't press down too hard, I can get a thinner line because of the tip of the marker. If I press down harder, I'm going to get a thicker line. So since I'm writing a smaller word, I'm trying not to press down too hard. And cheese, of course, we have to write that with a golden color. And I'll sit this to the side to let it dry, and then we'll do the back of the other one. Extra cheesy. Okay, this one. Open with oven mitts. I don't know. That's just kind of funny. Some colors change when you're writing on a color, like that one in person looks a little bit more pink than red. So I'm okay with that on this, but just I might be disappointed if I didn't know that. So I just want to make sure that you know that. Okay, oven mitts. I think I'm going to try this yellow color because I feel like it's going to pop. It'd be cute if you drew some oven mitts right there too. Really cute. I have to go back over that one more time because it's not as vibrant as I would like. Maybe this one is juicier. Yes, much. Trying to use what I have. I know we like to buy new things, but I also want to encourage you to use what you have. It's a good excuse to buy new things. You can use up what you have and then give yourself permission. And also, it's a good excuse to make things for people. Be like, you know what? I really need to use the supplies that I bought. And so I'm going to sit down right now and I'm going to make some cards to have ready to hand out whenever I need them. Okay. Put this one to the side and we'll get going on this one. I think that's probably dry. Now, let's start with a shadow. I think that makes everything better. Always. Okay, let's look at the before. The before. And now, let's look at what it looks like shadowed. I made a really pretty envelope. Some of you might have seen me make it for my assistant Jenny's grandbaby. And the mama said, I'm going to frame this. And it was the envelope that I made, the gift that I gave her, the envelope. So I put her name on it and she just loved it. So that's really sweet for someone to want to take your artwork and keep it, right? Okay. Wow. That makes a big difference. Just that little extra. I'm going to do Dad as well. I don't know about average yet. Maybe. We'll see. I don't have to do everything. Let me think of other things to tell you about my dad. Okay, some of the fun things growing up, I remember he loved to swim. Of course, they're mowing my yard right now. Can't you tell I'm in here making a video? Anyway, we had a swimming pool. He loved to swim. And so he would put me on his shoulders ever since I was, 5 years old or something, I remember. And he would stand me up and we'd walk down to the deep end and he'd keep walking. He'd go underwater and I'm still up above. And I just thought it was so cool that he could do that. So fun. Sweet, sweet, sweet. You give him the card with oven mitts on. Girl, you're right. I should do that. That'd be cute. Shadowing makes such a difference, doesn't it? Y'all want me to do average then? Maybe I should do average then. So that's one thing I remember about Dad. Oh, I also remember, my dad, I never heard him cuss except one time. He never had a bad mouth. But one time my brother and I, we were having fun. We were upstairs and I decided, because I'm 5 years older, we're gonna have a slip and slide in the bathroom. And I guess they kind of had me in charge of like my brother taking a bath or something. So I was like running water for him and everything. And I was like, okay, Cliff, we're going to have the best bath ever. We're going to have the slip and slide. So we did. I mean, we soaped up the floor. We soaped up the bathtub. We soaped up everything. It was so fun. We slid down it was a small bathroom, but we had enough room to slide. And my dad, he said the D word, get down here. And we were like, oh, something must really be wrong because my dad does not talk like that, is what we were thinking. And he said, water's coming through the ceiling. What are y'all doing? So water was coming down through the chandelier in the entry hall. Oh my. I can't imagine as a parent. I would probably say the D word too, right? I missed a spot right here and right here. You can always go back and fix it. Okay, now I like this, but I know how to make it better. And that is with the Glaze pen. Like I said, it makes everything better. But what I want to do is put black in between the letter and the shadowing and see what we think about that. So I like to get this one started on something else because it gets really juicy. And I want it to start off the way it's going to do. Yeah, I think it's ready. Tell me what you think, if this makes enough difference to keep doing. I think so. I think so. Can you see that just little bit of definition, how that cleans it up? It looks so much cleaner. You could outline the nachos if you wanted to. Can y'all tell that those are chips? Especially if you just popped on. Do you know those are nachos? Surely. I have a question for anybody on here who likes to cruise. Anybody like to cruise? What would y'all think about a Create with Christy cruise? Or I wanted to call it a Hallelujah cruise. Like we would do scripture art and lots of fun stuff. But I am talking to a lady about that right now. I'm not sure if, I'm praying about it. I feel like the Lord's leading me to do something like that. So we met today and we talked about some options, and she's going to get back with me. But I think it'd be so fun, especially to meet some of y'all in person. Would love that. All right, see how that's making that stand out? Now I'm going to go around here and go around my nacho. And you could have done this before if you wanted to outline this part before and then do the shadowing. Either way, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I don't feel like I need it, but I did feel like I needed it here. Also, I feel like sometimes chips, they have some texture, so you could put some little dots on there if you wanted to do that. I know, right? Yes, Anita, I do have the link for the pen. I'll get it when I get off, and I don't want to forget. But yes, Jenny just gave it in my Devos and Doodles, so I wish I had it handy, but just remind me at the end if you don't mind. And if for some reason we get disconnected and you don't get the link from me, I'll tell you, just don't buy anything because you think that's what it is, because this is not just a black jelly roll. I made that mistake. I was like, oh, that looks just like it. It's a black jelly roll. It's because the glaze can be hard to find. Can you see? I don't know that you can see the shine on here, but it does have a little shine. Okay, I'll zoom in for Dad, so maybe you can see the pen a little bit better. Love to cruise. Been on 40. Lori, are you serious? How fun. What's your favorite? Where have you been that's your favorite? Tell me all about it. Thank you. What was I about to do? Oh, zoom in a little bit so you can see me do Dad closer. Okay. It just cleans it up so much. There it is. You could go all the way around it too if you wanted to, outline the whole thing. You could do that. So, too many favorites, but Mediterranean, of course. Have you gone on a river cruise? That's what I want. But for myself personally, that's my dream, to go on a river cruise. Would love that. Okay, I'm gonna draw this because I see that some of my erasable pen has come back, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. And I think the front looks pretty good. Now I could keep going. But tell me the truth. The blank envelope, hand your dad this with nothing on it, or ta-da, or your son, or whoever you're going to give a Father's Day card to if you are. But it's a great idea whether you do this for any occasion. Like I said, baby shower gift, I don't give naked envelopes. Birthday gift, I don't give anniversary, I don't give naked envelopes. It's just a no-no. You love cruising. Favorite place you've been so far is the ABC Islands. What's that? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Okay, so here it is. This is the envelope. Here's the card. I need to do the back side. Let's go ahead and finish the back side so we can be done with this one. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of extra to this. I could really make it fancy, but I don't think I will. I think I did enough on the front. But open, I may do like just a little arrow to tie in that little bit of black. Okay, love that. Happy with it. Let's move on to this. I know they're no fun, Lori. Please, thank you for jumping on my soapbox with me. Okay, this one, let's see how shadowing looks. I don't know. I'm not really sure, and I'm going to try a different pen for shadowing this time. I'm going to do a Brush Marker Pro from Karen. This is not a pigment. This is just a regular old, I don't know, a regular old pen. This might be dried up too. Y'all, I've had these so long, and they're my favorite, but I need to get some more. And they asked me if I wanted more, and I was like, oh, I'm good. What was I thinking? Here's another one too. This one looks like it might have some more juice in it. Yeah, you can see it has a lot more juice in it. And let's see how dark that is. It's pretty dark, but we've got a blue card, so. Okay, take a look in before, and then you'll have to tell me after what you think. And this one's kind of soaking down into the envelope, so I'm glad I used the darker one. You see what I mean? This one's kind of almost dry, and it just really, really soaked into there. This one's still dark, but I think it's going to soak down in. Well, I'm looking at for a cruise for my students, and she's checking on 2 or 3 different places and a couple different times a year, but it would be in 2026. And I want to get the information out as soon as possible so people have time to save, Christmas, with Christmas coming and all that. It's a great gift to give yourself. So what do we think? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it makes enough difference? Absolutely, I do. If you didn't hear what happened this morning, my assistant and BFF, Jenny, picked me up to go to our swim class, our water aerobics class. And when she picked me up, she's picked me up 1,000 times, right? I get in the car, we go. No big deal. Well, we were talking and talking and talking. And it's just the two of us. And then we started talking about she had a snake in her backyard. And I said, well, was Nathan there, her son? And her son from the back seat said, yeah, I was there. And I was like, I didn't know anybody was back there. I almost had a heart attack. Can you imagine? I jumped out of oh my gosh. Scared me to death. Oh, it needs to, an envelope that bleeds easily. Like maybe it's shiny or something and it doesn't want to. Tell me more if you can give me more information, because it does make a difference on the texture of the marker. See, this one is soaking in more because it's not the painted, it's not the paint markers, it's just the basic water, whatever it's called. I can't think of the word right now. Soluble, water soluble. And also, if y'all weren't on live earlier, I was asking anybody if anyone's been to Oregon or from Oregon. I'm going to go on a trip with my 22-year-old daughter to in 3 weeks. We're going to stay near Lincoln, or in Lincoln City, I believe. We also have one day in Portland that we don't know what to do there. I want to see the sea lions. I don't know. I was just so excited to see the sea lions. Okay. The riverboat. Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I can take my students on that trip because that is going to be real expansive. It's it's like a Mediterranean thing, the riverboat. But for me personally, yes, I would love that. I'll love it, Brandy. I can't wait. Can't wait. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the Glaze pen again that I talked about, that I need to get y'all the link for. But I am going to see if it makes a big difference. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit faster here, since you kind of know what I'm doing, since I did it on the last card. Again, this is not like going on a billboard, so I am maybe not as perfect as I would be if this was not going to go in the trash fairly soon. But this would still be fun for him to have at his office for a little bit, just as a little reminder. It's hard for people to throw away pretty envelopes, honestly. And when I watched my mom clean out her things, I've noticed that she's kept some of my stuff that I thought, oh, I'm surprised. You're no help, Lori? Well, you're a lot of help in other areas. Yeah, I don't know anything about it either. I've not ever really thought about going there. And my daughter, she goes to school online at Oregon State, and so she's the reason. Oh, that one really pops on that. She's the reason that we're going there, because she really wants to be in that area, and she's not a big fan of the heat. That's why, we're in Texas and it's so hot here, and so that's why I think she's wants to have a prospect. What are you doing? My dog got stuck on the cord of the heat gun. She can't go anywhere because she's stuck on it. But my daughter thinks she wants to be probably anywhere but here. But I don't want her to leave. I love Texas. Yes, it's hot, but you know what? I just stay inside because I burn so easy. I like the air conditioning. I went to Haiti one time and I thought I was going to die. It was so bad. I'm a couple hours from the Oregon coastline. Oh, very cool. What else do you think I should do? Do you know anything about the train rides? Do you think that's worth it? And the Tillamook Creamery, we thought about going there. If y'all eat Tillamook cheese, you know what I'm talking about? I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but that would be fun to go eat some cheese. I love cheese. And I saw a TikTok that showed them eating ice cream and cheese curds and all kinds of food there. So I guess it might be a restaurant, was my impression. What do y'all think? Black really helps a lot. Oh, I'm going to freeze at the coast. Thank you for telling me that. I know I need to layer. Because I feel like we are staying on the water. So we are going to be by the water a lot. And here's my biggest dilemma. I already have a big dilemma, which y'all are going to think is silly, but there's no elevator. There's no elevator and we're on the second floor. I'm like, how am I going to get my suitcase up those stairs? I know it's going to be so heavy. I hope there's like some strong guy walking by and I say, hey, I got a tip for you. Can you carry this up the steps? This one, I'm going to go all the way around and show you the difference if you decide that you want to put black around the entire letter. Nice, isn't it? It looks good. The real riverboat with a dinner theater. Oh, that's a good idea. But a big yes to the cheese factory. Okay, good. Don't know about the train. My cousin went on the train, and so she kind of recommended it. So I felt like surely she's got good taste, right? The oven mitts doesn't show up enough for me. So I think once I add some black to it, I'll show you the difference between the two, and the two words, and then you can tell me what you think. Yeah. I mean, look at the difference. That pops out, and this hurts my eyes. It's like, maybe it's just me. But we're going to have some sweet mother-daughter time. And she, as long as I try not to get on her nerves, because I talk a lot, as you can imagine, I sit here and talk to myself all the time on these lives. Not to myself, but it feels like it because I'm using my voice the whole time. But she is very much the opposite of me. I didn't mean to do that, did I? Anyway, she is just an internal thinker, and I say everything that ever gets in my head, it comes out, and that's not always good. That's not a lot always good. So the width, I'm just going to write right on top. I'm just kind of tracing over because I want to use the black there. And then the open, I think I'm going to do it in the center just to show you another way to use it, right in the center. And white would have been nice on here too. A white pen, since it's blue. You live near St. Helens. Okay, so Anita's talking about envelopes. It might be the marker she's using. She's used a lot of Sharpie markers for birthday envelopes. And they worked or they didn't work. Because I would think Sharpie would probably work on almost anything. Now, we could do a little fire if you wanted to add some fire or something. I think I'm going to stop here, but just to give you an idea. This goes with this. And again, I tried to kind of tie in a little bit of the orange and, there's some green in here, kind of, sort of. Thank you. That this will be, for a man especially. They don't care as much. But like I said, you cannot give a naked envelope to anyone, ever. Don't ever let me catch you doing that. I will spank your hand. I say, put that back. Okay, and now we're going to go back to this one, Not Your Average Dad, and see if we need to add anything. We could always add a little border around here if we wanted to. I think it looks good the way it is. I mean, that's so much better than it was. And then we finish this, open for extra cheese. I think I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. He's going to open it up, get his card out. Fun. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mosey on for the rest of my day, but I'm glad that I was able to hopefully inspire you to decorate your envelopes. From now on, there's no excuse. All right. Lori hasn't had bleed trouble with the Sharpie creative markers. I don't know if I know what those are. I think it has a lot to do with the envelopes. Some of them are slick and they just don't. But yes, the marker and the envelope. I have a million different kinds of markers to use for different kinds of things. So you're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. Love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Thank you.